Yo, what's up guys? So in this video today, I'm going to be talking about how perfection is blocking your weight loss. Perfection is blocking your weight loss. A lot of people think it might be the opposite around where like you need to be perfect in order for you to lose the weight. You don't. Sometimes that perfectionism mindset can kind of hold you back in ways that you don't necessarily know, right? So my mindset and my intention with this training today is to kind of shed some light on how you don't need to be perfect, you need to be consistent when it comes to you following medical medium protocols in order for you to lose the weight, lose the bloat, and feel confident in your own skin again. Okay? And this training is only going to work for the people that actually take notes, implement afterwards, and they take action afterwards after watching this video, because those are the ones that actually start to see results within their life, are the ones that take action and not just listen and not do. All right? So let's dive right in. So perfection is blocking your weight loss. While letting go of doing it right is what finally creates consistency. Perfectionism feels responsible, disciplined, committed, right? But in healing, perfection is often the thing keeping your body stuck, okay? Most women don't fail because they don't know enough. It's more so they stall because they're trying to do everything correctly all at once. And that can lead to so much stress, so much pressure you put on yourself because you're trying to be perfect every single day. We all know good as well that no one is perfect in this life. No one is. Right? We all are human and we all have certain things come up, and that's okay. And that's a part of the human life, right? And so again, within this training, I want to shed some light on, you don't need to be perfect on any of this. It's more so you need to be perfect and show up day in and day out, regardless of what's happening, and doing the best with what you have in front of you. That's how you can create the results that last. All right. So tip number one on this training today is perfection creates pressure, not progress. Okay. When healing feels rigid, the nervous system stays tense. A tense body doesn't release weight, it protects. All right. Rules, timelines, starting over logic. Your body doesn't hear a dedication, it hears stress. Okay. Stress chemistry blocks fat loss. We all know good as well that when you are more stressed within your life, what tends to happen? You start to get more bloated. You start to want to binge eat. You start to have your body kind of move in the negative direction. You hold on to more water weight, right? Stress is like the ultimate like killer of everything, right? And so it's funny too, because like I want you to think of this in your head as well. Like whenever you're on vacation, right, you feel more at ease. Things are going your way. You feel that you're having a great time. Why do you think that is? It's because your environment has changed and you are finally letting go of all the things that were going on in your head, and you're stress free. And when you're stress free, what tends to happen? You start to have a better time and you start to let things just run loose within your life, and it's free flowing. You feel free, right? Why can't you have that every single day of your life? When you take care of your stress, that's when the weight will start to drop in your favor as well. All right. 2, perfection breaks consistency. Perfection has a short lifespan. Okay. You go all in, you do everything, you exhaust yourself, then you fall off. I would rather do something consistently on and off for for a year versus being perfect for 3 months and then I fall off for, the rest of the 9, right? I would rather be consistent up and down versus perfect for a set duration of time and then I fall off. Okay. The problem isn't willpower, it's unsustainable expectations. Consistency comes from doing less better. I'm going to say that again. Consistency comes from doing less better. Small actions repeated beat big efforts abandoned. All right. 3, your body responds to patterns, not performance. Healing isn't graded. There's no scoreboard here. Okay. Your body only tracks what happens most days, how predictable your habits are, and how calm the signals feel. Okay. One imperfect day doesn't matter. What matters is what you do in return. Okay. The body relaxes when it knows what to expect. Be consistent, regardless of what's going on in your day. If you had a bad day, that's fine. It doesn't take away all of the effort that you've taken or that you've done prior to that. Still show up and do the best with what you have in front of you. 4, consistency is an agreement, not a mood. Waiting to feel motivated keeps women stuck. Waiting to feel motivated keeps women stuck. Consistency sounds like, this is what I do, even if it's boring. This doesn't require emotion. This fits my real life. Okay. When you take your emotions out of the things that you actually want for yourself, which you should still have emotion based on everything within you healing and wanting to lose the weight, because if you're just doing this for vanity, then you're not going to get that far. You can get to where you want to be, but like, are you really changing who you are as a person internally? Changing your habits, changing how you feel? Because at the end of the day, if you're not changing who you are internally, then this is never going to be sustainable, because you're just doing it based on what you want for an outcome. You should be doing this based upon who you want to be to deserve that specific result. Okay? And when you do this, consistency, you do this in a way where you show up no matter what. No pressure, no drama, no all or nothing. Okay? You don't need to have an all or nothing mindset. That's actually dangerous to have, because then when shit hits the fan and you fail, then you're going to be like, oh, let's just restart on Monday, or I'll just restart when life gets slower. No. You have to show up day in and day out, regardless of what's going on, consistently. Even if you have a bad day, no worries, pick it back up the next day, because you're doing the best of what you have in front of you. Stop having this all or nothing mentality, because when you do, then you'll fall off even more, because you're always you're gonna put yourself on this pedestal of being perfect every single day. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Okay? Consistency builds trust. Trust allows release. All right? And then finally, the shift that changes everything. Like, stop asking, am I doing this perfectly? Start asking, can I repeat this tomorrow? That's what you need to start asking yourself day in and day out. Can I actually repeat this tomorrow? Is this sustainable? Is this realistic for me to do? And that's what we do for our clients. We never want you to think that you need to adapt your life to this program. It's more so we adapt the program to your life. That's how we make this realistic and sustainable for you. And when the answer is yes, weight loss becomes inevitable, because you made it work within your life. All right? Guys, that is it. That is all. I hope you guys got some value from this training today. Because here's the thing. You don't need to be perfect. You don't. What you need to be is consistent in order for you to get to where you specifically want to be when it comes to your weight loss using medical medium. All right, guys. I hope you guys got some value from this, and I'll see you in the next training.